Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your second live hour of the day here at Highlight Crafts. It's wonderful to have your company. If you did just join Mel for the scan and cut hour this morning, please make sure to check out your baskets. It was a really busy hour for yourself and Mel, but thank you so much for staying with us. It is Tuesday here at Highlight Crafts. Tuesday all day long, I believe. So we've got a fun day lined up for you. We had this morning with, of course, Mel. Now we've got an airbrush and silkscreen stencil show, and we're going to be doing some airbrushing with our fabulous Colorex inks, which I'm very much excited for. You saw a sneak preview of these on Friday during the Pebeo Silk Painting launch show. And then today at 10 o'clock, we've got transfers. Then after that, we're doing candle making, and then you'll be greeted by Mel again, of course, for 12 o'clock. And then this evening, you've got Mel again with scan and cut, which is very exciting. I think at 1 o'clock, we have also got a fabulous pre-record to pop in there for you as well. Is that true?
Yes, we have.
There we go.
Card templates.
Card templates at 1 o'clock for you. Thank you very much, Jane. I do have Jane on cameras this morning. Morning to you, Jane. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Good. We also have Amber producing and directing the show.
Hello.
Lovely greeting from Amber there. Blow me a kiss. What's that all about?
Oh, that's
My
nice.
goodness, who's she? And a good morning to each and every one of you at home as well. It's great to see you. It's Sheila. It says good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Sheila. Deborah. Morning, David and all. Good morning to you, Deborah. Wendy. Good morning to you, Wendy. Barbara. Good morning to you. Doreen. Got loads of you getting in touch and getting involved in the comments already. We absolutely love bringing these shows to you every single day here at Highlight Crafts. It's all good fun. We get to do lots of demos, lots of techniques, and we get to explore loads of different things within craft. And these shows are dedicated to not only sharing with you inspiration and education, but bringing you great deals on a daily basis. And that's what we absolutely love to do. There's lots of deals around the corner as well. Not necessarily the ones that we're focusing on today, but with Black Friday coming up, you know, you've got that fabulous deal with Scan and Cut on the way, which I'm sure all of you are on the edge of your seats waiting for to find out. But of course, in today's shows, if you want to get the items home to your front door, this is how it all works. It's really simple and straightforward to follow the system of live shopping, because wherever you are, we can join you and you can join us. So we're streaming live on Facebook and Instagram. There are two live social media shoppable platforms. Join us live every single time we come to you on either of those. So it's a free streaming service for you. Now, if you're going to join us on either one of them, in the comments section underneath that video is where you can type hello, good morning, pop in all of your comments, let us know what you're up to, that sort of thing. That's where you can type those in there. Along with that, that's where you also do your shopping, which is rather exciting, isn't it? Because in those comments is where you'll start to see people type in shop this and shop that. Well, to get an item home to your front door and sent out to you in the post, all you need to do is type the word shop followed by the code that's applicable to that product. So for example, at the moment on your screen it says shop Zen. Okay, that's for the Zen stencils. If you want to get those home, type shop followed by the word Zen and automatically it adds it into your basket. Okay, it's like magic without even doing anything else. Now, as soon as you do that, you will receive a direct message from us here at Highlight Crafts. That'll pop up in your inbox where you usually message family and friends. It'll be from Highlight Crafts and it'll say, thank you for placing an order with us. Here is your reservation and your link. Click on this to go and check out your order and pay for it. So there'll be a link within those messages. Click on that link we've sent you and it will send you straight over to the Highlight Crafts website, just like that, super quick. Now, when you get to the website, you can have a little browse around, see if there's anything else that takes your fancy whilst you're there. But also, along with that, just before you do press that checkout button, please make sure to log into your Highlight Crafts account. We say it every day and we say it every show. And the reason for that is that with all of the savings that we do have for you during the show, and my goodness, there are some great savings on this hour, along with those deals and savings, you are also going to get your club discount. Now, being part of the Highlight Crafts Club is free. There's no membership payment to actually join it. There's no subscription. There's nothing that you need to do in advance to be part of that club other than signing up. And you get discounts on every single order that you place. So not just on the order, but on the items. Also as well, you're going to receive a free postage when you spend £35 and over once those discounts have been taken off. So maybe if your order just came below £35 once you've popped in your discounts, just put something else in there for a couple of quid because that's cheaper than the postage, and then you're still going to get that free postage. We pay it for you. Also, as well, along the way, you are going to build up points. They build up in the background. Save up all those points for as long as you want to, and then spend them wherever you like. Maybe it's going to be against a scan and cut, a sublimation printer, heat press, maybe a big resin kit, maybe. So you've got all of that to look forward to. That is being part of the club. If you are joining us on the website as well, you can shop ahead on the website. You can see the items actually in order for all of the day's show. You can go straight to the schedule, you can see what's on today, and you can drag and drop those items into your basket so that you can sit and just enjoy the shows, knowing that every single item that you've shopped ahead for is safely checked out and you don't have to worry about missing out. Also, you can join us on YouTube if you fancy watching us there too. You can pop us on the YouTube app on your smart TV and watch us in your living room, your dining room, your craft room, wherever you are. You can join us. But yeah, shop ahead on all your other devices. Right, everybody, we're going to get into it. I'm going to share with you what we've got because I've got lots to share with you at demo and over at the counter. So we're going to get into it. Okay. Ooh. Pam says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Pam. I'm more human now after a couple of mornings. Ugh. Totally relate. Totally relate. When my alarm went off this morning, it went off at like just before 6. And when it went off, I was like, ugh. And I forgot to put the heating on last night because sometimes I like it to come on in the morning just for like an hour or two. Because if not, I'm like, our house gets really cold. So I forgot to put it on. So I was in my dressing gown like this, that and the other, and getting ready. I made a coffee, and like on the drive to work, drinking that coffee, I was like, right, okay, I feel like myself now. I feel like I'm ready. But yeah, it's until you have that first drink, whether it's a tea or a coffee or whatever it is you like to have a drink of in the morning, then there you go. Sets you up for the day, doesn't it? Right, everyone, we're going to start with here the Essentials set. Now, these are a watercolour dye ink. These are absolutely fabulous. Now, in this particular kit, you're going to receive all of the colours inside here. Well, all 12 of them you're going to be receiving. Now, along with these colours, you're also going to get the pipettes. Now, you saw these within the silk painting. They are a fabulous medium. You can use them to top up your Colorex markers as well. But guess what? You can use them as an airbrush ink. I know. And the pigmentation within this is so intense that you can water them down just using general water, and it will allow them to travel even further. And then, of course, you can create your own translucencies, your own depth of colour. Inside here, you're going to get your light yellow, your orange. You're also going to get your rouge. You're going to get your carmine. You're going to get your violet. You're going to get your ultramarine blue. You're going to get your spring green. You've got your beige, raw sienna. You've got Payne's grey, white, and ivory black as well, which is very nice. So all of those colours are going to be coming to you today. Now, when I saw the price of these, I was really taken back because with the quality of them, they're from Pebeo. With the quality of these, when you look at them and you think, well, I can do silk painting, I can do my markers with this, I can also use airbrush with these, I can watercolour with them. You're getting an ink that does all, which for me, it's kind of like sounds, I'm sort of singing that hymn from Cadence again, where you've got an ability to utilise a product for many different reasons. Now, this is only £24.99 for all of the colours today. 12 colours. And you get these, they're really fine pipettes, okay? Now, these are the perfect size for dispensing that ink from, of course, the pot straight into your airbrush gun or into the pens that we're going to go to in just a few minutes' time. So if you want to go for these, if you want to do some fabulous backgrounds, if you want to do some airbrushing techniques and you want to add to the range of airbrushing, but not just keep it restrained to that craft, you want to allow it to sort of delve into other things, this is a brilliant one to go for. £24.99 though is the price that you're paying and all that you're paying for this. With that being said as well, you are going to get your club discount on top of that too, so it's not going to be £24.99, it's going to be less at checkout, and who knows, maybe you're even going to use some of your Highlight Crafts points to be able to make this even more affordable for you today. Do remember as well, regardless of what you're spending on or you're adding up in your basket, you can still spread your payments by PayPal Pay in 3, ClearPay or Klarna. If you want to spread your payments over, of course, a monthly basis, then you can do. It does mean you can actually go for the slightly larger items and spread the cost, making it slightly easier. So there's a budget to suit everybody. Right, everyone, this here for you, Shop Essentials, already busy for that one. £24.99 is going to get you the full set of 12, wonderful array of rainbowed colours inside here. Everything you kind of need in terms of ink, watercolour, airbrush, silk painting, the lot. It's your Essentials set from Pebeo. And when the word essential is actually developed within the name, you know it's the starting point. It's the foundation of that craft. So this is where we're going to be going. Also, I'm going to be demoing these paints for you during the show. So get them in your basket, get them in there securely checked out, and then you can comfortably watch the show knowing you've got your deals. Also, we do have for you down here as well a set of 6 of your empties. Okay, these are your markers. Now, these are the Colorex Pebeo empty markers. These things are absolutely fabulous. Now, I'm going to go out there and say, of course, they're designed to go with the Colorex Pebeo Essential sets, but there's nothing stopping you from using other inks inside these, okay? If you've got maybe your Cadence ink sprays, or maybe you're going to be working with some of your other liquid inks, you could be adding these inside here. Fortunately though, the pipettes that do come with the ColourX kit, they do actually fit inside the refill nozzle for these. So if you've gone for these, or you've got the ultra-fine tipped pipettes, you can decant and fill these up. They're really easy to work with. In fact, I'll go grab one that's open, I'll be right back. Because with these, what will happen is, and I filled one up just this morning. Oh, look at that, it's almost reached the tip now. So you've got this little rubber grommet on the back of here, and it's like a bung. And what happens is you take that pipette filled with the ink and you just simply pop it inside here like that and squeeze down. It fills up that pen with your chosen ink. It could even be a metallic ink. How nice would that be? Ooh, it'd be very nice, making your own shimmer pens. And then the colour travels all the way down here. You can see how this one here is yellow because that fibrous barrel there holds all of that ink. I mean, you've got good ink storage inside there. And you can see it's just starting to reach the tip now where I filled it up probably only about 15 minutes ago. And then, of course, they do all come with their lid. Now, these pens, you're getting a full set of 6 of them. It enables you to create your very own ink markers. How cool is that? You could do your own watercolour markers as well with these. Stephanie did demo them for you over on Friday's launch. I'm going to show you again some tips and techniques with those, so please don't miss out on them. You're going to get them today. It's shot markers. It's $22.99 for a set of 6 of them. And again, when you think about a set of 6, you're getting to choose your own colours. And that's what I love about this set, and I think that's what has made them so popular. Right, from there, we're going to take you to the airbrush tool itself. Now this kit, it's a comprehensive kit. It comes with everything that you need, including the perfectly, should I say, the box, the storage container for it, which has its foam inside to keep everything nice and clean and safe and tidy, and of course stopping anything from getting lost. The airbrush kit for you today though, it's on a great price, £29.99 from £34.99. It's shot brush for this one. Let's have a look and see what you get, because in here you're going to first off receive your cleaning utensils. These are like little bottle brushes. Okay, so you've got really fine tipped. They almost look like they're little mascara tips, don't they? Now these ones, they are a metal, twisted metal with those little bits of plastic inside there that allow you to go right into the barrels and chambers of this airbrush tool, and you do get some that are just a fine wire tip and they're fully flexible, which means as they're going through the airbrush they clean it out perfectly. They're all also attached on a little keyring, which means you're not going to lose any. You get those. You're also going to get really a bonus set of gloves that you can optionally wear if you want to. Now the gun itself, the airbrush gun, it is battery powered and it's rechargeable, so you are going to get your recharger cable. This is the end that goes into the airbrush, and this is just a USB one which is fit into a phone charger or a computer tower, that sort of thing. You do get a pipette with it to fill it up as you're working with it, and then you get the unit itself. Now it comes to you charged, which is brilliant. So many things these days do not come charged. It already arrives to your front door charged up. You're then going to get the actual trigger, okay, so the main chamber that sits on the top. You're just going to screw this into here. It all has little rubber washers on to keep it nice and tight together. And on top of here you do have the trigger, which you can alter to get a different spray. And then you do also have these, the kettles or pans. Now what these do is they sit on the top of the airbrush gun like this, and that is where you then fill them up with your chosen inks, and you simply turn it on, release this back, and that's when you start to do your airbrush spraying, okay? These are used commonly within makeup, tattoo works as well, like face painting, or cake decorating. You can use them for those as well. There's so many different crafts which these span into. You do also get the smaller metal pan if you want to use that. I prefer to use the plastic one. I can see what's going on inside there and how much I've got left. But this airbrush gun today, shot brush, it's down to $29.99. And you're going to get your club discount off that as well. So think about it. If you've gone for your airbrush gun today and you've gone for your ColourX Pebeo watercolour inks, essentially you're going to get free postage straight away before you've even done anything else. You've got free postage there, but the airbrush gun is fabulous. The charge time on this all does vary on how much you're going to use it, so it's hard to say how long it's going to last. I mean, if you left it on continuously without doing anything, you'd probably get around about 40 minutes out of it, which is a very long time considering you probably use it for around about 30 seconds, if that, for a project. You're really, really quick. But they're so easy to work with. When we first launched the airbrush guns, they absolutely flew because of the fact that they're so easy to use. And I think initially, and myself included in this, airbrush work was something that everyone saw as being a desirable finish that required expertise and previous experience, and it doesn't. It's something that anybody can put their hand to, quite literally. Have a go, have fun with it. Put your favourite inks in here. If you can use metallic inks and things like that, just be sure that, of course, that the mica in there is ultra fine and it's not going to block the nozzle. But general housekeeping with this, every single time it's been crafted with, flush it through with nice soapy water and keep it lovely and clean for next time you want to use it. And if you're anything like me, just make sure to charge it up before you want to use it again. So we've got there for the airbrush tool, $29.99 for that one. Okay, we're going to look at some silk screens. Silk screens have to be a favourite here at Highlight Crafts. They are absolutely brilliant. Now these are the self-adhesive screens. Now I do believe that the company that produces these, because these aren't made in-house here at Highlight Crafts, they say that you get up to about 15 washes. We've tested it and I think one of them did over 30 washes before any of the tackiness even started to reduce on the back of these. The best way to do it, as soon as you've used your silk screen, run it straight under cool water to wash the ink off, let it dry face up with the sticky side on the surface, meaning that of course no fibres are going to get to it, and then you just put it straight back onto the backing that it arrives on. These are my favourite way at the moment of screen printing. Until something better comes along, these are absolutely fabulous. Now, they're self-adhesive, so you don't need any stencil spray. They cling to glassware, to wood, to metal, to plastic and paper and card. And then you use your scrapers or your palette knives to go straight through with things like your foiling adhesives, with paints, acrylics, and you can create fabulous screen printing effects with these stencils. Now the dandelion one today is just £9.99. If you've not tried silk screen printing before, this is a brilliant one to go for. And if you want to do something fun, something a bit different, maybe a wonderful acetate window in the size of an aperture of a card, this would also look gorgeous. Give it a go, see how it works out for you, but I promise you now, you're going to absolutely love it. It is fabulous. But shop Dandelions to go for that one. It's got an S on the end of it, okay? And it's £9.99. I do have some updates already for you though. The airbrush tool, already 20% of that is now in allocation. Okay, so we're really busy on the tool. Just a gentle reminder of the price and the details for you. Loads of you are shopping for this. Shop Brush, $29.99. I'm so excited that so many of you are going to have the opportunity to have a go with this. Also as well, remember what we've been sharing with you recently? During our shows here at Highlight Crafts, with the slight schedule changes, well not changes, but the fact that we've popped some tape hours in there for you, means that during those hours we're filming education. I'm going to be filming education with the airbrush tool. So I'm going to be doing entire education sets on how to use this, what to do with it, how to keep it clean. So if you're buying this thinking, okay, well, or you're upon hesitation thinking, well, am I going to know what to do with it when I get it home? Because I've done that before. I buy stuff, I receive it and go, oof, what did they say during the show? No idea, I'll come back to it. I do that all the time. Whereas now we can actually provide you with the education because we're making the time to do so. So it supports you at home. If you're going for it though, I would suggest doing it today, and I wouldn't wait around because it's really busy for that one. It's Shop Brush, it's $29.99. You got £5 shaved off the price today. So not only are you getting that £5 saving, you're also going to get your club discount as well. And to actually introduce a rechargeable piece of electronic equipment into your craft stash for under £30 today is a great deal. So well worth going for there. Shop Brush, $29.99. Also, I've got two of them. Well, I say I've got two, I've actually got about four. But I started with two of them, and the reason for that at the first off was I had one for all of my inks, and then we soon after that introduced the food inks, okay, for all of your cake making? Cake making?
Okay.
Don't know what that
No
is.
idea.
Cake making. Sorry. So when you, I don't know what I was saying, cake making, that's what I was saying. When you're making your cakes, you want your food colourings and your food dyes, but you don't want to use them in your crafty one. You want to keep them separate because you don't want to be putting Pebeo inks on your buns, okay? Right, okie dokie, so. What? Oh. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're moving on to the silk screens. We've got here for you now the bigger set. Now you might, upon looking at this thing, well, I've got a big A4 sheet here. How do I use these independently? Well, you cut them down. In between all of the white channeled areas, you just use the scissors and cut into them. Oh, it's gone. Sorry, everybody. This one has gone. You were quick on that one.
Okay.
Sold through on that one. So I'm going to show you the butterflies. Another favourite. They work on like every single project. You're going to get 4 screens inside this one. It's only £9.99 for 4, so they're just under £2.50 per design you get in on here. Again, just cut down here with a trimmer or a guillotine, or just use your scissors. But then again, these are washable. They're not a consumable. You will be able to wash them and clean them and use them again and again and again. But they're really easy to work with. Shop Butterfly, £9.99 for those. If you've tried silk screen printing before, share in the comments your thoughts and your experience. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Screen printing is something I did years ago, and then also was sort of reintroduced to me with Screen Sensation, but the adhesive ones are so fun to work with, and you don't need anything else other than your paints and mediums. Now, talking of paints and mediums, we have got for you, well, I've got, in the candle making show, I've got a deal coming up for you, which I'm actually going to sort of go out there and say is like a pre-Black Friday deal for you on Cadence. So just putting that out there, the candle making show has a ridiculous deal on it on the metallic candle paints, which we've never done before. So that's kind of like my pick of the week for pre-Black Friday deals, okay? Tell your friends. But the Cadence Harmony paints are also on a bonkers price for you. They're $15.99 for 10 colours. You can get black, white, green, pale blue, dark blue. You've also got your red, orange, yellow, pink and purple inside here. These are your Harmony paints. They go together absolutely exquisitely as a palette. I mean, they are a dream to sit and look at, but they're even better to craft with. When you want to screen print with these, they flow through the silk screens beautifully with ease. I mean, they just go straight through the mesh. They look exquisite. They're easy to blend as well. They're a slightly looser paint, so of course they're not the same as a hybrid. They're a different colour range for one, but also they are a slightly different paint. They are an acrylic medium as well, so they are splash proof. And if you're going to be using them on ornamental pieces, you can still wipe them down and of course gently wash them. But if you're going to be using them on surfaces outdoors, you just want to make sure you're adding a varnish to them, that sort of thing. But these paints, you can easily blend. You can water them down and put them into your airbrush tool if you really want to as well. You can mix them with your gessos to make Harmony gesso pastes. There is so many opportunities with this paint now. You can see on your screen this was £39.99, so it was a penny under 40 quid. We'll call it £40 between friends, but today you're getting it for £15.99. £15.99 for the Harmony set, and you're getting 10 paints included. I don't think I need to say anything else on that other than what on earth. So Shop Bright, £15.99 for that one. Great deal there. I know this bundle was insanely busy when we last shared it with you. Once this stock of this colour range has gone, it is gone, okay? This deal, I don't know how long it's going to last for, but when this is gone, it's gone. Okay, moving on, we're going to go through some stencils, then we'll do some demos.
Quick question.
Oh, lovely.
Can you use them on your Screen Sensations?
Can you use them on your Screen Sensations? Great question. Yes, you can. If you're going to use these on Screen Sensation, after every screen print you've done, just make sure to wash your screen because it dries slightly quicker than screen printing ink. But yeah, you can do it. I have tested Screen Sensation screens with the Cadence hybrid acrylics and it works perfectly fine. In fact, it was an absolute dream to do. But again, as soon as you've done that first print, what I do is drag the ink through or the paint through like that and then lift it up, quickly spritz your screen with water. So take your product away, spritz it with water, remove your screen and straight away pop it into some cool water and wash it through. You don't want to let it dry on there because hybrid has some superior properties, which means quick drying time. So it prints exquisitely, but it dries nice and fast. So you just want to make sure you're washing it off first. I hope that answers that for you as well. Creasy says, I think there's something in the water up there today. David's definitely having problems with his work this week. Oh dear. Oh, Annette says, oh, David, little cake babies, so cute. Little cake babies. Cake babies, I like that, Annette. Oh, wow. Annette says, oh, Marina Brown, I wonder how many people here can say this about stuff they have bought. I know I'm guilty of it too. Oh, we all have loads of stuff. Honestly, I was going through some of my craft stuff the other day and there's stuff in there I forgot I even bought. It's getting there. But it's great though because every now and again I have sort of like waves of certain things I have fixations on. So one time I'll be really obsessed with stenciling, then it'll go into clay work, then it'll be resin again, then it'll be model make, and it's like everything comes in waves. So it's nice to have a bit of everything. Right, okie dokie, palette knives. Going to really quickly go through these ones for you. You can get the palette knives on the show. We've got them as a set of 4 for you. They're plastic palette knives. They're great for stenciling and screen printing. Shop Plastic, $6.99. We also have your Decton scrapers. These are fabulous. They're $3.99 as well. Great items to chuck in your basket. Under £4 for these. If you have gone for any of the stencils or any of the silk screens, just pop those in because you're going to need them to work with those silk screens. Also as well on the candle show later on today, I'm going to be using these to show you how you can do silk screen printing onto candles. So we're going to have a go with that. So you've got to make sure to get those into your basket. $3.99 for those. I've got an absolute stack of them. I just build them up. I use them for all sorts. They're also great around the house for DIY as well. If you buy stuff like that from DIY shops, you end up paying that for like per scraper in some places. So I would definitely just go for the kit. Shop scraper, $3.99 for those. You get 4 of them. Stencils, okay. Now the team have done something rather special with these. We've got 3 sets of 12 by 12 stencils for you, and my goodness, the price is unbelievable. Now we're going to start with the first set, and I think this one here for you, we're going to figure out which one we're going to start with, but look at the design. It's a little bit tricky, isn't it? I think that one there, let's have a little look. Next one. I think that one, yes, okay, so we're starting off with Shop Zen for you here. Now, if you see on your screen, these 12 by 12 stencils usually come to you on the shows for $24.99. That's how much they usually are for 3, which is still a good price because you typically pay like $9.99 for a stencil of this size. Today, they're $9.99 for 3 12 by 12s. 3 12 by 12 pre-cut stencils. If you don't have your SVG cutting machines, which I know all of us don't, I don't have one yet, I really want one. I'm saving up, okay? It's going to happen one day. Promise myself. Shop Zen is these. Now 12 by 12 stencils, look at the detail in here. They are absolutely gorgeous. For your airbrush gun, onto your 12 by 12 papers or to journal covers, papers and books, that is going to be fabulous. £9.99 for those 12 by 12 stencils. Absolute deal of a shout on those ones, and the team have brought the price right down to $9.99. Also as well, you are going to get your club discount off at $9.99. Another set of 12 by 12 for you. Look at these. These are like huge mandalas or medallions. They're absolutely fabulous. Now you're going to get 3 designs again inside here. This one here for you is Shop Artisan. It's £9.99 for 3 12 by 12. Look inside here, you've got like the eye in a web there. Then you've got this almost big lotus flower that's going on. It's absolutely exquisite. So through here, think about all the different mediums that we share with you. If you can use your stencil spray, adhere them down, do fabric painting with them onto tote bags for garments. And then also you do have the third one, which is just that one there inside the collection. £9.99 Shop Artisan for these. Love them to bits. I think though, to get 3 12 by 12 stencils on Mylar of that scale and that size for under a tenner is a bargain. The last and the third and final 12 by 12 set I'm going to share with you here is, look at this. Wow, they're huge. Look at the design inside here. Now for home decor, tabletops, coasters, placemats, all that sort of stuff, that's what you're going to be using these for, right? Shop Ethereal for these ones. These are your ethereal mandalas. It's £9.99, again for 3 of these huge designs. It's not a multiple choice, it's not a variety you're going to get or a mystery. These are the ones you're going to get and these are the ones you're going to receive. You can also as well use your hot foil pen with these ones. You can use your heat transfer medium or your wood burning gel that we had on yesterday. Imagine doing big massive wooden placemats with your wood burning gel with those through. How nice would that look? Don't miss out on them though. Those are your 12 by 12 stencils. Talking of stencils, we do have some mini toppers on here as well. Now these little toppers are absolutely gorgeous. Look how cute they are. Perfect for your smaller cards. You're going to get a set of 5 inside here. You've got thank you, you've got with love, and you've got happy birthday. This is Shop Mini. It's $4.99 for you. Great little deal on the show there. There should be $8.99 for these stencils. Again, these are the sort of thing, if you're doing a gift tag on a present, just do a little stencil, cut around it, and that's it right on the back, and there you go, you're good to go. These are also fabulous for little coasters, or imagine doing a big repeat pattern of this on a piece of fabric or a tote bag, all different colours. You can just visualise how wonderful that would look. That there though is Shop Mini for you. They're your Craftmaster mini stencils, but still with great amount of detail inside those. I'm going to share with you some more details of some stencils that we do have as well. I think I've just merged all of those together. I'm going to share with you the borders, okay? These, Now we've managed to get them back in. I remember when these sold out, they absolutely flew. Now the border stencils, I love these because you've got a big width of space either side of the design. So you don't have to mask anything off. Now you're going to get 6 huge border stencils for £9.99. £9.99. They should be £25. Well, they should be £24.99. You're getting them for £9.99 today. All the stencils have been absolutely slashed in price. Look at that. It's crazy. Think about these. If you're going to be using them on your cakes with those food inks as well with your airbrush gun, imagine going around a pre-made cake. You could do that if you wanted to. Also as well, would be great to go around the trim of furniture, go and wrap it around a candle, use your candle paints through there. Aren't they going to look absolutely gorgeous? Shop borders, £9.99 for this one. Again, down the spine of a book. On a sleeve as well. There's so many different uses for these ones, but the borders are always incredibly popular. But for £9.99, I do not think they're going to last at all. Right, we'll pop these to one side and let's have a look at our next set. Okay, now in here, look at these ones for you. You've got semicircles in them, which means you can make full designs. I also love the idea of these just creeping into a page. Here we go, let's have a look at all of these ones. You're going to get another set of 6. Look at that border there. Now this is one of my favourites that we ever brought into Highlight Crafts. This is your eclectic crossover. Shop cross for this, £9.99 to go for it. You could mirror this on the front. Imagine that going through there with mirror spray onto glassware, just onto a big photo frame, the glass panel with some decoupage around it. A wonderful project can be created with those. That is Shop Cross for £9.99. I'm just going to briefly share with you a few more items and then we're going to go over to demo. Starting with the glue pens. Now these glue pens, we sell out of these from time and time again, like all the time. They're constantly, we bring them in and they go straight away. Now you're going to get 3 of them in total. You've got that fabulous capillary action with these. They're £9.99 for 3 of them. Now the glue that comes out of here, I'm going to show you them at demo. As you're working with them, it evenly dispenses and continues to come through of an even flood from that pen, which means it doesn't, of course, increase and pool onto the surface. It creates the perfect streamline area for sentiments, stencils, all that sort of stuff. Honestly though, please do not miss out on these ones again. I'm so glad we've managed to get them in for this show. Shop pens, £9.99. We've also got this, okay. Now you might be wondering, well, where's the place for this on a show like this? Well, at the moment we are out of the Cadence Metal Leaf Mixion, and I was exploring the range of products that we have in the warehouse, and I stumbled across this, and I thought to myself, I wonder, okay, because it dries tacky, how we can use it. You can use it for foiling as well. Now granted, with Metal Leaf Mixion, it's designed for your gilding and your metal leaf and embossing. So with that one, once it's on there, it's permanent. You don't always need to varnish it. But with this, if you want to do craftable gilding onto your card making, onto decorative pieces, this works perfectly for it. Mel uses it to retack a mat. She gets through so much of the stuff, and I've since discovering that I've been using it quite frequently. It's shop glue. It's only £5.99 now to go for this. It's from Pinflair. It's your stencil glue. It takes only a few minutes to dry, and once it dries, it's super tacky, and then you can use your gilding flake. Now, talking of gilding flake, we've got the gilding flake on the show for you. We've got it in the pack of gold, silver, and the copper. So we're just going to open this. This is how yours will come to you. So you're going to, of course, get your tweezer, and you're going to get one of the small dusting mop brushes. But inside there, you are going to get a pack of your silver, gold, and you can see inside there your copper. 50 sheets of each for £17.99. I know what I'd be doing. I'd be going my stencils, I'd get my airbrush tool, I'd be airbrushing, then going in with a bit of stencil glue once that's dry, adding some gilding over the top of it. But you need your gilding flakes and your stencil glue to do so. Right, should we go and have a little look at demo and have a play? We've got lots of you joining us for the show, which is great to see and wonderful to know. So get your comments coming through as well. Let's have a little look. Whew, sorry, I spoke for quite a lot there, didn't I? There we go. Let's see. Let's see who we've got with us. Good morning to you, Jane. Wonderful to have your company. And we've also got as well Marina. Good morning. Annette. We've got Tracy. Julia Helm says they would look nice on a table runner. They would. Those stencils look great. Got a lot of you shopping for the border stencils as well. Christine, good morning to you. Sonia says, hi David, loving the stencils sitting on my hands. I love the tacky glue pens and bought a set, but when I first received them, the glue flowed fine, and after leaving them for a couple of weeks, I tried to use them again, but the glue is not coming out as when I first got them. Have I done something wrong? Oh, okay, great. Well, if you've had an issue with those pens and you've come back to them weeks later and it's not flowing the same way, one little thing that I have found is a great tip for them, and this should work for you. If not, please let me know, is if the lid maybe wasn't sealed on, or once it was last used there was a bit of glue on the outside and it may have sealed up around the ball, dip it into a little bit of warm water, the tip of that pen, dip it into some warm water, and literally just let the water sit on the tip of the pen for only about 10-15 seconds, and then take a wet wipe and just go over the tip of it. So you're not pushing water into the pen, but you're reactivating that little sphere, that little teeny tiny ball bearing that sits in the tip of that pen, and that should reactivate it for you. I'll show you here. I've got one here with me. So let's get a piece of black card, because those pens are absolutely fabulous. Now, here we go. I'm going to take mine like this. There we go. So literally, what I'll show you is, I think it is, oh yeah, it's still going, but what I'd do is get a little bit of water, like that, just dip it in, and then take a little wipe, like this, and just wipe off that excess water to get it flowing again. But then, it will not affect the pen. So you can see here how you can do wonderful writing with them. I mean, if your handwriting's wonderful, mine's not the best. But you can see how you can do really nice streamline. You don't have to be slow with them, you can be nice and quick, and you can see there how you've got that really even distribution of the flow of the tacky glue. Now the glue that's inside these is slightly, well, the viscosity is much thinner than it is with the stencil glue. So I'm going to do a few lines here, and then we're going to gild this afterwards, just so you can see how easy it is to work with. But also, don't forget, you can pick up your stencil. So for example, I'll take a stencil like this, and then all you could need to do is to do a really nice outline gilding, is pop your stencil over the top of your cardstock, and then on the inside edge, you can go all the way around like this, and you can do gilding inside your stencils, and it looks beautiful. So just follow that on the inside edge, and it's a different way of stenciling, I think, because you're not necessarily infilling the area, you're just utilising the outline shape. So it's going to look like a giant gilded stamp, which does look rather wonderful. So I'm just going to do this section here. There we go, let's do that actually, let's do that bit there as well. Getting carried away now, because that'll look really nice. Ooh, all the way up, yeah, we're going to go all the way around there. And because you've got that capillary action, that roller ball on the tip, they just glide through. There we go. Holding that stencil. I'm not using any spray. I'm doing some gilding, so I'm not going to add any adhesive there. Oh, this is so nice. It's very therapeutic for it to just roll through. And take that off, and you can see then you've got the perfect adhesive in the shape of the stencil there. Those pens though, shop pens, they are $9.99 for the set of 3. They're fabulous. Right. I'm just going to pop that pen there to one side. I'm going to pop this here over here to dry for us. Okay. So, airbrushing. Let's get a piece of card and show you how this all works, especially with that kit. I'm going to keep my card there down by the side of me. So, we have got our airbrush tool here. The colour of the airbrush gun may vary ever so slightly. Some are green, some are pink, some are a slightly lighter pink. But the colour of the tool doesn't really matter. It's what it does. Okay. So, what we're going to do is take a colour of our inks. We could use any of these. I've actually got the purple out with me, so let's use that to start with. You are going to get the full set of little pipettes to go with it. So what I'm going to do is open up the pot of the Colorex ink, okay, and the airbrush gun has been so busy during the show. It is only $29.99 to go for that one. Squeeze your pipette before you put it in the ink, otherwise you're going to create bubbles. Straight down and draw up that ink like this, okay, that there, one little pipette of it will be enough to get us started. I'm then going to draw up from my big bath of water here, just some water to then top that up. Okay, I'm just going in like this, topping it up ever so slightly. There we are. And that also washes through the pipette. Always make sure to then firmly pop your lids back on here. Now each one of these is 20ml. I must have used probably 1ml, if that, on there. If that, it's a teeny tiny amount, next to nothing. I'm going to pop that back in the case. Then when you're working with your airbrush gun, just turn it on and you can begin to airbrush with it, and it is a dream to work with. So you can see how it comes out of there so quick and easily. let's go through a stencil just to show you how quick you can do stencil work with this. I've got some more cardstock here with me, and I'm just going to go straight through with, let's have a look, we use this one here as an example. And you can do lots of blending as well with your airbrush tool. Have I got something underneath there? There we go. You can do lots of blending techniques with it. You don't just have to, sorry Jane, I'm shoving all those off onto your lap. There we go. You can do lots of blending techniques and fade them out. So let's start off with the purple in the middle here. And we're going to fade that stencil design out. So we started with the purple. And then see I've got another airbrush tool here to hand. We're going to fill this up with another colour now. So let's take another tone and let's go in with, let's use the blue, okay? So we're going to pick up some of that blue here. Again, take a pipette. I'm going to use the same one because I've flushed the colours of that through. Draw up some of the blue and pop it in here. Lid firmly back on. So just one pipette of this is all that we need. Then draw up some water like this. A little bit of water. And then just before I add, see I've now got two airbrush guns loaded up with two different inks, which means we can do a project at the same time using multiple colours without having to constantly clean the tool out. I'm actually going to line just the base of this design here with some kitchen towel, just to prevent it from going over the edges, so I'm not constantly having to clean up the mat. There we go. Just makes it easier for ourselves, I guess. There we are, like this. Wonderful stuff. And then we're going to bring in this airbrush gun. Before you do it, you can always use your swatch piece, okay? So go on with your swatch piece just to see how it's filtering through, okay? And you can always change the nozzles and things like that. That's now sort of primed and ready to go. So then let's start working into here, making sure that stencil's down and in position. There we go. Start working around with this, blending them together. And it's probably the easiest way in the world to get a really nice blend with a stencil. I can't think of an easier way to do this because you've just got a complete mist. That even distribution of air and ink together creates the perfect blend, okay? So now I'm going to go back in with the purple. There we are, into the centre and work our way out again. Take that off, and then as we remove our stencil away, look at that you get. You get that even airbrush blend every single time. Just look how beautiful it is. It's absolutely stunning. I'm just going to give this a quick blast with the hairdryer just to speed up that process just a little bit. There we go, and that will dry it off for us. Don't want to use anything too powerful because I don't want to blow the ink before it's dried, but that there is an airbrush piece of art. You could frame this. This could be the foundation to your mixed media project, but isn't that absolutely wonderful? And again, you could then relay that stencil over the top and infill all of that then with that foiling pen and do all of your gilding on all of those detail lines. Let's just dry that down nicely. Pretty much there with that one. There we are. I always turn that up before I turn it off. Look at that. Absolutely glorious. An airbrush couldn't be simpler or easier. To go for those inks though, it's Shop Essentials, $24.99 for that full 12-piece kit. It is your essentials set, and you are going to get your pipettes included along with the inks inside there. A must-have in terms of airbrushing, if you ask me. You can see I have already loaded up some ink inside here. The way to do that, and I'll share with you again, it's not again, sorry, for the first time actually, because we've not done this yet on the show. I'm just going to grab a little bit of ink, and I'm using the purple, okay? And we're going to take our pipette, fill this with our ink, there we go, and you pop the pipette down into this rubber end. There's no cap to remove or anything like that. Just go straight in there, like this. It's going to go down, and then remove it without opening the pipette. And put just a little bit more in there. Again, straight down into the pen. A little gentle squeeze to feed that through. Don't take your fingers off the little pinch point until it's all gone in. There we go. And then cap just on the lid for a moment. Stand it upright like that. So you're going to bring all of that ink down to the nib. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop my ink away. Then I'm just going to grab some paper. You can see here the nib is already starting to bring that ink all the way down. So I'm just rolling it around. You can as well dip a teeny tiny little bit of water in there just to hydrate that fibre at the end, and it'll feed through all of that colour. See there where it's already starting to come through now, and now we can create our very own ink markers. How good is that? They're fabulous. and you're making your very own ink markers. I think that's brilliant. That's such a cool concept. Think as well of mixing all your own different colours together and see how it's now really feeding that ink through. It's becoming much bolder. And also look at how consistent the ink is as well. It's not streaky at all. And that is quality ink now. That's really coming through. There we are. We've got that ink primed perfectly for the colour that we want there. And you can do full coat coverage with it too. Look at that. It's not streaky at all. And we're using that ink now as an actual marker. These markers are coming to you for $22.99. Fill them with that ink and look at that. That is a dream to work with. You could then actually take your stencil if you wanted to instead. Depends on how you like to stencil. You may prefer to do it differently to the way I do. And I'd love to hear your preferred way of stenciling. I've got a whole stack of the stencils here with me, as you can probably tell. And I bought them all in Jane. I thought, you know what, let's just go for it. So I'm just going to go in, and that way you can go straight through and ink into your stencils, but with your markers instead, because there's nothing stopping you. And that might be a way that you actually really like to do it. It could be a new way of stenciling for you. But I'm just going to take this off. I'm using watercolour card under here. But look at how the ink doesn't bleed at all. The ink isn't bleeding a single bit. It's staying exactly where I've put it. That's what happens when you use a quality ink. I'm going to line that back up there. And imagine if you went through this whole thing. I mean, you could do your mandala and your Santangling with all of this. Here we go. Bring that back through. There we are. And this is an ink marker that minutes ago we didn't have because it was created from the inks that we have. And it's such a cool concept. I think they're brilliant. Also the flow, I'm really surprised at the flow from these. I've used some watercolour ink markers before and they really do flood the surface. Really surprised by those. Well, I'm not surprised because it's a brand like Pebeo, but at the same time, it always takes me by surprise, the quality of some of these products. I mean, it is just glorious to work with. As well, you could go in with some water and move the colour. We're going to do something else though. I'm going to come back to that concept in a few minutes. I'm going to pop those there behind me. There we go. I'm building up stuff everywhere in this show. Right, let's do some screen printing. I think I've just put pink ink on my face. Anyway. Right. Oh, the glitter. Oh, this morning I was cleaning out the Hoover. I got glitter everywhere. Yeah, again. Right, I'm actually going to go into one of these because it's just so fun. Right, with those stencils, what we're going to do is I'm taking the butterfly stencil. It's on the show, it's $9.99, but we need to cut into it first to divide them up. I'm going to use the beautiful butterfly just here. So cut down that white channel. There we are, like this. And take that stencil away from the remainder of the four. Pop that to one side. I'm going on to one of the Cook and Miller jars for this. I believe these are on a show today, so you will still be able to get them at some point today. And when you're working with these stencils, on the back there it's sticky. Okay, so make sure the surface you're going onto is nice and clean. What you're then going to do is just take that away and position the stencil wherever you want it to be. Okay, they are repositionable too, so don't worry if you've not got it. Say if you got it on and it went all wrong, you can peel them off and reposition them. Okay, so it doesn't be, you don't have to be too gentle, but just be careful, of course, where you're placing them. Don't put them on anything too fibrous either, because they'll just pick up all of those fibres. There we go. So in the centre is a great place to start and smooth out either side. What you can do sometimes, a little cheeky cheat, is fold one corner in like that, and it means it's got a great little tab for you to peel it back from. Okay, just makes things a little bit easier. Right, so now we've got our butterfly on there. What I'm then going to do is I'm actually going to put a little bit of masking tape just around the areas that are a bit closer, and that's not to hold this down, it's to stop any of that medium slightly going over the edge, because I know what I'm like, and sometimes I go over the edge of the stencil and I'm frustrated at myself. So let's avoid that from being a thing. I'm going to actually put a bit towards the top. Now the way I'm going to apply this to this particular design is I'm going to scrape from one side to the other. So I'm going to grab my scrapers, okay, and I'm literally going to go from one side round. We don't want to go that way because we've got an arched surface and we want to make sure that the squeegee is covering all of the design at once. If we go that way, we're going to be doing loads of this, whereas with that we can just do that once, okay? And we're going to be using this, okay, the Pinflair stencil glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stencil glue. And remember as well, any that's not used can go back inside the pot. You're not going to waste tons of this, don't worry. We're going to put it onto the masking tape here. There we go, make sure that bit there's stuck down nicely. And then we're going to take our scraper. Any that does go on the glass, before it dries, you can just wipe it off. It cleans up really easily, this stuff. So I'm going to go straight through, from edge to edge, like this, and just start to spread it nice and evenly through that design, working horizontally. There we are. And you don't have to be quick with it either. It doesn't dry within like a minute. You don't have to be super rushed with this, which is also a great advantage of using it. Still got quite a bit there on my squeegee, so we can scrape that off. Remember how I keep just going from left to right? Doesn't matter if you go back and forth, it's not going to spoil it. But what you want to do is make sure you've gone through the whole thing, and then when you have, scrape off the excess, which I'm pretty sure we're good to go. There's hardly anything on there. This bit of tape can be disposed of, so can this bit, that bit, and this bit. We're then going to peel off the screen, okay? So peel off that screen like this, and we're going to put it straight into water. So now we've got that wonderful screen printed there with our pin flare stencil glue, which looks really cute. We're then going to put this straight into water, okay? Now, as it's in that water, I've also got a big stencil brush like this. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put it directly on top of the design and just swirl around, okay? Swirling around with that brush. And I'm actually going to leave that stencil inside there for the duration of the rest of the show, because we've only got around about 10 minutes left, and it literally can soak in there for a couple of minutes, and then we can take them off. Clean up everything else, and then what we're going to do, make sure you take any stencil adhesive off your hands, because if you don't, you're just going to stick to everything. Keep this though, that's the backing of that stencil. You want to hold on to that, it's some waxed paper, and you're going to use that to then put this screen back onto once it's dry. So then all we need to do is dry our design. So pick up, I'll put your lid back on, pick up your glass jar, and I'm going to use the hairdryer to dry this off. Straight onto the surface like this. And this shouldn't take long at all to dry, because we're proper speeding it up. You can see it's already starting to go clear in the middle of the butterfly there where it's slightly thinner. Leave it a good dry with the hairdryer all the way around. If you were to put gilding flake on this before it's dried, then all that's going to happen is you're going to smudge it. Okay, so you want it to become completely transparent. Any areas that are still white, they're not yet dry. You can see here I still have a little bit of whiteness showing, but we're almost there, to be honest. There we go. And just give it a little touch. If it's really, really like, it still feels like it's coming off on your finger, it's not quite there yet, okay? Wonderful. Now I'm just going to put the hairdryer on cool, just to cool that down, so it's not really warm. Lovely stuff. Now, that's nice and dry on that glass tumbler there. You can still see slight traces of it. But then what we're going to do is gild it. And I just love this process, because it allows you to do screen printing with adhesive to do gilded screen printing, which I think is a little bit funky. Right, we're going to take, which colour should we use? Oh, we've got a nice selection in here. Gold, silver or copper. I think I'm going to go and find the copper. I'm going to go for gold. Am I? Yeah, I am. I've got a piece down there, because it'll show up the best for you at home. Right, so what we're going to do is take the leaf to the glassware, just picking it up gently, like so. And then we're going to take one of our mop brushes over the top of the remainder of our gilding leaf and just smooth that down, okay? And start to get rid of all of the excess, okay? Just like that, smoothing it down, getting rid of all of the excess, that it will come off naturally. Look at this, how it's starting to come together. And then I'm going to take just a stencil brush and start to work into all of those little inside areas, just to get off the finer detail. And look at that, how it's all now starting to come to life. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at this. Wow, I love that. So now you have your proper gilded, really fine detail screen stencil. Oh my gosh, this is just beautiful. I love it to bits. Look at that. We have now gilded with the stencil glue from Pinflair, and we've added our gilding leaf over the top of it. Then all you'd want to do, if you want to make this so you can wash it, just give some Aquastone a quick coat over the top, or if you're just having it as a display piece, there's nothing stopping you from just dusting it or giving it a gentle wipe down. It will not come away. But that there is how you can then use silk screen printing with gilding. And you know what? The crossover doesn't end there. There's loads we can share with you.
Candle sand in that.
Candle sand in there, says Jane. Right, everybody, we've reached the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining me. I've had so much fun. There's been so much to share with you. So I tried to do a little bit of all sorts. Don't miss out on any of these deals though, they're not going to last. Please make sure to check out your baskets here at Highlight Crafts, and don't go anywhere. Join us for the next show with some new transfers.